I 100%ed BioShock 2, but this wasn't just a completion run. This was a job. I clocked in, I raised children, and I worked on overtime in a city that should not exist. I started as nothing, but I ended as a big daddy. I woke up in Rapture. No explanation, no training, just a drill and a responsibility I did not agree to. I didn't understand anything yet, but I knew one thing. I was responsible for her. I had a daughter, Eleanor, but I didn't get to meet her for long. Lamb showed up and immediately made it my problem. I was forced to shoot myself, which felt unnecessary. 10 years later, I wake up again, but Rapture didn't. This used to be a luxury resort, therefore I'm not doing janitor work. I grabbed a plasmid, got a gun, and immediately started solving problems. I found another little sister, but this time I wasn't confused. Then a big sister showed up. My first real co-worker. I got the hell out of there, moving to the next place. Orientation complete. I left the resort and entered the Atlantic Express Depot, a train system in a city that's actively collapsing. That felt efficient. I started hacking my way through doors, which means I might be the next Neo. I wasn't strong, I wasn't ready, but I was moving forward. Therefore, I didn't have a choice. I defended myself against Lamb's goons, which felt like a very aggressive onboarding process. And this is where I met Sinclair, my first actual ally. Hopefully, by the end of this we can grab a drink. Commute complete. This place teaches children about Rapture, which is already concerning. It's a theme park for propaganda. The train was frozen, therefore I needed fire, so I grabbed a flame plasmid and took in the propaganda. Thanks, HR. I upgraded my pistol because apparently a drill isn't enough. I found a bouncer Big Daddy. I think he should stop babysitting and maybe work at a club. So I demonstrated how my new toys worked. I adopted a new little sister. Still waiting on those custody papers, man. This is where everything clicked. I wasn't just playing a game, but I was becoming the role. A big daddy, a protector, a walking liability. And then I found Andrew Ryan in robot form. I paid my respects. I gathered at him without getting hit. Gotta keep the work clothes clean, man. I hacked everything. Doors, turrets, my way through problems. Then another co-worker showed up, big sister. But this time, I didn't die. And finally, I met Sinclair, my first real ally. Still hoping for that drink. I melted the ice, therefore I could finally leave. Training complete. Then, I got the Pauper's drop, which is where the job gets real. No more training, no more safety, just survival. And right when I thought things couldn't get worse, I got a camera. What do you think of when it comes to survival? For me, it's definitely a camera. Here in Rapture, we document everything. Every fight, every mistake, because apparently research makes me stronger. So I started filming my problems and then solving them. Going through the slums was a task. I ran into a brute. I definitely don't get paid enough for this. The Lamb trapped me in here. No exits, no options. But I had a way out. I needed to speak with Grace, one of Lamb's followers. Therefore, I entered her apartment building. I said hello to the neighbors. That's when I learned Grace helped raise Eleanor while I was gone, which made this awkward. So I confronted her. I had a choice, and I spared her. I took the override key, therefore, I could finally leave. I made my way back, left the slums behind. Daunting, but it'll look good on the resume. Can we get this shift over with already? Siren Alley used to be art. Now, it's just consequences. This is where Rapture really stopped pretending. I sank into water, so I ended up here, a red light district that lost the light part. And instantly, the chaos begins. I met Father Wales, a religious zealot, and his brother, a businessman of sorts. They weren't friendly, but they were definitely in my way. So I started cleaning up the area. Plasmids, Atom, weapons, everything. I started unionizing this neighborhood. I dealt with Daniel first. He had the key to the plaza that I needed to reach Father. Therefore, I had to remove him. Sorry, man. just not looking for any hookups tonight. That led me to Father Wales, holding up in a temple, guarding the exact pump I needed. This man wasn't just committed, he was invested. Unfortunately, so was I. So I handled it. Eventually, I was able to drain out Dionysus Park, therefore I could finally move forward. So I took the only route left and swam. It's really such a shame I forgot my swimming trunks. Now, I was in Dionysus Park. This place was supposed to unite people. Art, community, peace. It didn't work. This is where I understood Sophia Lamb. She didn't want control, but she wanted everyone to be the same. I was still moving forward, but now I definitely knew why. And that's when I met Stanley Poole, a former reporter, and my current problem now. He wouldn't just let me take the train, therefore I had to deal with every little sister first. Mandatory overtime babysitting. As I moved through the park, Eleanor started showing me things. Visions, memories. That's when it clicked. Stanley wasn't just some guy, but the sole reason why I'm even here in the first place. He worked with Andrew Ryan, flooded the park just to stop Lamb and his followers. And somewhere in all of that, he sold out Eleanor. He exposed me back when I was just Johnny Topside. Now I'm Delta. That's one way to pass an interview. After clearing out the little sisters and collecting everything I needed, I went back to Stanley. I had a choice, a serious one, and I spared him. I got what I needed. I could finally move on. It was time to reach Fontaine's Futuristics. This wasn't just a job anymore. Fontaine's Futuristics. This is where science went too far and then kept going. Fontaine's Futuristics is pure experimentation. There's a genetics key here and I needed to reach Lamb's hideout. Therefore, I went on a scavenger hunt. And that's when I met Alex the Great, a mutated version of Dr. Gilbert Alexander, who clearly took the experiment too far. Before that happened, he knew this would go wrong. Therefore, he left instructions, voice memos, a checklist on how to stop him. So I followed the plan, step by step, room by room. I cleared every task Alex left behind, completed the list, checked every box, and eventually I resolved the solution. I had to let him live and spare him though, because Eleanor was watching me through everything. I got the key, therefore I could finally move forward. And for the first time, I was close. Close to Lamb, close to Eleanor. Now it was time to finish this. The outer Paris phone. This is where everything connects. A prison for the unstable, which includes me. This is where the story hits. Eleanor, Sophia Lamb. The truth, I wasn't just a weapon, but I wasn't free either. This stopped being survival. It became a true choice. I had to continue to push through, unravel, and learn secrets of everything that I had to face down here. I grinded it out, faced every challenge, and eventually I reached the inner part of this place. A place where I could finally reunite with Eleanor. And this is where it really got deep. And after everything, I finally reached Eleanor. But Lamb wasn't done yet. Eleanor and I were linked in like every way possible. So if she dies, so do I. And just like that, I was knocked out, dead for a second. But Eleanor wasn't. She gathered Adam from every little sister I saved. Therefore, she became something completely new. Like me, she became a monster, but a better one. She brought me back, and now I could call her to fight with me. So now, it was bring your child to work day. We fought through everything together. Nothing could stand in our way. But then, I found Sinclair. Lamb turned him into an alpha, a big daddy, and I didn't want to fight him. But I didn't have a choice. He was still in there, trying to talk, trying to help. So I ended it. We'll get that drink in another life. After that, I maxed out everything. Weapons, power, everything. We freed the little sisters, therefore they gave us everything they had left. And then the final stand. Everything Rapture had left thrown at us all in one place. This was it. My final, last shift here in Rapture. The city was falling apart, therefore we had to leave. And somehow, we managed to save Lamb too. Just how Eleanor learned all along through my journey, sparing everyone that I met. We made it to the surface, for the first time out of Rapture, but I didn't make it. I was too far gone. I died in Eleanor's arms, but Eleanor carried me with her. My memories, my choices, my story. Maybe then, I finally get that drink. After everything, the fighting, the searching, the endless work, it finally ended. Rapture fell silent. Every achievement, every task, every last thing this place had to offer, even the parts that came after it should have been over. The job was done, and for once, that was enough. Not only did I become a big daddy through this journey, it turned me into a granddaddy.